in this video, I'm going to talk about string functions. String functions is a very important concept, and I have divided this video into two parts. So here we have a table which is called superhero class, and I'm going to paste this script in the video description. I want you to observe small thing. I have intentionally added some spaces in the name column, student name column. Like for example, you can see to the right side of Clark, and there we have a lot of spaces. So let me execute the query. Now you can see that there are several spaces. Now let's get started with the length of a string. So length of the string doesn't matter. If you want to know the length of Tony 123 star, all we need to do is like count one by one, and then it should give us an output of 14. So in order to do that, we have a keyword called len. No, it should be in caps. So len, then give the column name, which is student details. Close the bracket from superhero class. Select the query, click on execute. Now you can see that we got the column as 14. In order to make it more precise, I'm going to add the original column to the left side of the length column, so that it will be easier to figure out the differences. Okay, so now you can see that Tony Stark is 14, Captain America is 19, Thor Hulk is 13. So what if let's take another example. I can copy this code and paste it in here. I want to know the length of student name. Okay. Now just copy it and paste it in the len function as well. Select the query, click on execute. So now you can see that Iron Man has 8. So basically we have intentionally added 2 spaces to Iron Man. So it is supposed to be actually the 10, but here we have only 8. So you can see that we have spaces Iron Man 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. So why did it didn't give 10 but has given only 8? The reason is while using length function, the length function doesn't take right side spaces into consideration. However, in Steve Rogers, you can see that 2 spaces to the left side has been taken into consideration. So just keep this in mind that the length function would never take the right spaces into consideration. Okay, it's Bruce Banner. Now let's go to the other function, which is left. For example, we have this student name column, which is Iron Man, and I want in the Iron Man, for example, from Iron Man length string, I want to print only IRON. So in order to do that, select left, LEFT. This is the keyword, name of the column name, student name, comma, the number of the length number, the number of characters you need to print as output. So here I want 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So all I need to do is enter 4 and then close the column, complete the query from superheroes class. Now execute the query. Now you can see that the iron has been entered. So basically we need to give this left student name and the number of integers you want, number of length, the cat length. So for example, what if I give, instead of 4, let me write 6. It's going to give me the other characters as well, which is Steve. Okay, so this is how we use the left function. Now I'm going to show you the right function. So all we need to do is just replace the left with right student name, and here let me get the table once again. So what if I want to print man, MAN? So here I need to give 3 as the output. So basically the right function takes from the right hand side. So NAM 3. So I'm going to enter 3, close the bracket, and now close the query. Here I'm going to get a small error, not an error actually. Just execute. Sure, you can see that it has given us only n. The reason is because I have intentionally put some spaces while creating the table. See that? So 1, 2, and then 3. So the third position is n. So that is the reason I got n. Okay, in order to avoid that, all I need to do is like enter 5, okay, comma 5. Now execute the query. Now we'll be getting MAN for Adam and column. Okay, MAN Rogers and NER. Here I'll be sharing more tips how to print everything from the right side. Okay, before that, let's talk about concatenate. Excuse me, sorry. So here we have a function called concatenate, and what if I want to join two columns like student ID with student name? So in order to do that, we have this function called concatenate. Okay, select concat, CONCAT, dot concat. Just give the column name student ID, comma, what you want to concatenate with. Here I want to add it with student name from superhero class. So here I will be getting the output as one Iron Man. Okay. We can also add some unique characters as well. What if I want to add a space in between them? All you need to do is just enter space in between them with the single column, single quotes. Sorry for that. And we can also add a hyphen as well. For example, here I have added a hyphen. If I execute this query, I'll be getting a hyphen. Okay. And what if I want to add an email address? Okay. For example, we can also add, for example, we have the data of a college database, and we want to create email addresses for the students based on the student ID and the student name. All we need to do is just enter this query, concatenate with. Okay, so now I can see that ironman@gmail.com. Okay, but there's a small problem here. We have the spaces to the right side because I have intentionally added it while creating the table. Okay, so how to rectify this problem? Okay, so here we have a function called trim, and under trim we have three further functions, which is called ltrim, rtrim, and trim. That's it. So first let's get started with ltrim, which is nothing but left trim. So what if I want to cut or delete the spaces to the left side of the name? All we need to do is just select the column here. In this case, student name, I have added this extra column just to show the differences. Okay, so from superhero class. Now I'm going to add, so first let me execute this. So now you can see that Iron Man, Steve Rogers, there are some spaces to the left side of the Steve Rogers. Okay, and Bruce Banner as well. Okay, and even to the Clark Kent, there are two spaces to the left hand side. So what if I add ltrim? So it is going to eliminate the spaces between to the left hand side of the column name. Found. Just observe the output. I'm going to select it and click on execute. Now you can see that the spaces have been deleted successfully. So this is the purpose of using an ltrim. And in order to use the right trim is simple, nothing but if we want to delete the spaces to the right side of the table or the column name, here in Iron Man we have two spaces to the right hand side, and also in Bruce Banner, Clark Kent, there are spaces to the right hand side. If we go ahead and execute this, we'll be able to see that the spaces have been deleted. You might not be able to observe the differences here. However, if we go ahead and use a length function, we'll be able to figure out the differences. Okay, so the rtrim is used to delete the spaces to the right hand side of the column name. Bruce Banner. Now what if I want to delete the spaces to the left hand side and the right hand side of the column. All we need to do is just type trim, trim, trim. It is going to trim both the spaces, like to the left hand side and the right hand side, and give us the output as a normal column. Okay. Now just observe the output table, click on execute. Now you can see that the spaces to the left hand side and the right hand side has been deleted. So let me just copy and paste it. Okay, and now you can see that in the concatenate function we have spaces. Okay, what if I go ahead and use this trim function and go in the concatenate, copy in the student name, let's keep trim student name. Now just observe the output. Here the spaces will be eliminated. Perfect. Now you can see that the spaces have been deleted and we got the desired email address. So basically, trim function is very useful because while getting the data, you might get a lot of unorganized data. So it is always suggested to use a trim function whenever we use apply string functions. Now moving on to the next function, upper and lower. Select student name, comma, again student name, upper, bracket open, student name. This is going to give everything in the uppercase. The student name will be converted into to the caps or the uppercase. Okay, from superhero class. Now let's go ahead and click on execute. Now I can see that left side is the real table and the right hand side is the table we have created using a string function. So what is lower? So lower is nothing but everything is going to give us in the form of lowercase. So let's add, select everything, click on execute. Now you can see that so everything has been turned into a lowercase. Okay. So the next function I'm going to talk about is CHARINDEX, which is character index. It is a very, very important string function. I show it to you. One moment. So what if I want to search M from Iron Man? I want to search for the position of M. Basically, it should be 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So basically, I have M at the 6th position. I want to locate M from Iron Man. So how am I going to do this? So CHARINDEX is the MySQL function and locate is the function in MySQL. So as we are using MySQL, we can just use CHARINDEX keyword. Okay, so I'm going to enter the query, select student name, comma, CHARINDEX. This is the keyword. What I want to search, I want to search for M. So open single quotes, then length, the expression of the character M, comma, from which column? Student name. Now close the braces from. So basically I should get an output as 6. Go ahead. 0. I think I have done some mistake. Let me check carefully. Student name, CHARINDEX, M, student details from superhero class. Okay, so I figured it out. So I have taken a wrong column actually. It's supposed to be student name, as I said. So by mistake I have entered student details. So I'm just going to replace it student name. Now I'll be getting the output as 6 from Iron Man. Just observe the output. Perfect. Now you can see that I successfully located the M position from the column name student name. So Batman, the M is present at the 5th position. Okay. So for example, select star from, let me pull up the whole table, superhero class. Execute. So what if I want to locate the hyphen from the student details? I cannot really go ahead and count every position and just give it in the output, the select query, right? For example, Tony 5, Captain America 10, Thor 5. So it is very impossible. So in order to counter this problem, we have this char index. Okay, let me enter student details, char index. I want to search for hyphen, close a single quotes, from student details column, close the bracket, from supporter class, select the query, click on execute. So here we got the position of hyphen from each and every row. So in step 5, a capital America is 8, in Thor Hulk is the hyphen position is 5. So now next video I'm going to talk about substring. It is very important concept. So for that I'm going to make a separate video.